Ni hao, young namaste. Today on Puddins.fab shop, we play with a chopstick. Too calm. Today on Puddins.fab shop, we give this donkey a little more hee-haw. Too much. Get your hammers out, because today on Puddins.fab shop, we're doing cam swaps. Just right. Nailed it. Warning, we're just having fun. If you take stuff too serious, this channel may not be for you, buddy. Fab shop, we're going to see if we can't give the old S-10 a little more pepper. That's right, folks. I ordered us up a camshaft. Now, she ain't nothing too crazy. We're just hoping to get a little choppity out of her. Not really. In fact, I don't plan on changing the exhaust. That's not true neither, because right here, I have this, which is not for this truck. 59 Impala headlight bezels will do us no good. Somewhere in this shop, I have an X pipe that we are going to add to the exhaust. But that's it. I actually like how kind of quiet she is. The main thing we're going to do is just free up a little power. And I think by the end of this, we're going to hopefully go have her dyno tuned. Woo! Spicy East Coast Italian coming my way, sir.
Give it one more try. We'll give it one more try.
And my goal is hoping... let's say we get about 310 to the tire. Add that with how little the truck weighs, and it's guaranteed to whoop anything Mortsky owns. Mission accomplished. Now let me say, I've never in the history of ever done a cam swap. So this right here will be my first one. The LS looks easy enough. We are not upgrading anything else, guys. This is supposed to be the biggest cam I can go without having to upgrade anything else along the way. We'll see if that holds true over time and if that 5.3 in there ends up agreeing with that or disagreeing. And besides whooping Mortsky like nobody's business, I've got one other goal with doing all this. My goal is when all of it's done that truck will be at least half as fast as a little Toyota Stout. Because it's super fast. Start by popping the hood, pop! And we do have a couple other things we're going to do. Like I said, we're going to probably modify our exhaust just a little bit. And this sweet little mama right here has a bunch of current performance parts that makes this a nice little setup. Well, I also have the current performance condenser relocation and AC kit for this thing. So to get to that cam, we've got to pull all this crap out. So it'll also be a good time to go ahead and put that in there since we're in there as well. I guess step one is to break these plastics since I don't know how to remove them. Fun fact, apparently that's how you get to your hood hinge bolt. Oh, this one's loosey-goosey. She's about to fall off. Ah, I see. Those have a shoulder, so those bolts were actually installed backwards. We need to go the other way, and then we can tighten them up good. Let there be light! Cold air intake. Get her pulled off there. Even though all she does is suck hot air. Hot air intake is gone. Now, all I did was watch a YouTube video, guys. So we're going to be doing some figuring this out as we go. Basically, since we're not upgrading, doing any type of new lifters and crap like that, we don't have to pull the heads or the intake even, as long as we can get all the stuff off the front and be able to pull that camshaft out. So basically everything needs to come off the front. We got to get the radiator out and we got to get into all this. It'd probably be wise to just start by draining this sucker. Dang stupid lowriders. Get her draining. Oh yeah. We'll speed her up. Let's give her a little ventilation in the situation. Here we go. Now she's a flowing and a going and a having a real good time. Go ahead and pop our belt off. We're gonna start working towards pulling some of these accessories. She got the dirty dingo. Start with her alternator since she's up top. Don't break the clip or nothing. That's my specialty. And that looks like it stays to this whole assembly. Looks like if we pull that one, that goes into the head. This one here goes into the head. Another one right here. And another one. Oh no, that's part of the water pump dummy. Another one right down here. Maybe if we pull that a little idler, we can get all three and just pull this thing as a unit, including power steering pump. To do that, we will have to disconnect our couple lines back here. Yo, dinner's ready. I'll crack myself up for that one. All right, wasn't even funny. Dinner's ready. Woo. If no one else laughed at this video, at least I did, damn it. There we go. Let's work smarter, not harder, and put that ratchet in the end on the back. And come to find out, that plate is threaded, so that that nut on the back is just a jam nut. Ooh, that sucker wasn't very tight. Next up, pull our power steering lines. Ooh, shot a little string. That's how we like it, nice and messy. If there's a proper way to drain a power steering pump, I don't know it. Actually, I'm gonna leave that in and hope those spacers don't fall off. Our last one here, I'm gonna use the actual Allen wrench so we don't strip it, because that pulley makes it hard to get all the way in too. Don't be stripping your old Allen heads, you'll regret it. Oh, there she goes. There she goes. She's free. She's free. Ooh, got some marks on the head, huh? All right, this assembly, just gonna clamp her in the vise, put her spacers on, just keep her together. She can sit there and bleed out, I guess. Our coolant mess continues. Up next, we're gonna pop all of our hoses off here. Pop. If all else fails, give her the hook. Let's keep the mess growing here. Get our transcooler lines pulled. Unplug our electric fans. Lose one. Lose two. Lose three. Lose four. We may have something holding us on the bottom side. We don't see nothing. She may just be a tight fit. Too tight a fit. Woo! We may not squeeze that out of there with the water pump on. Nope, not happening. Really, GoPro? Gonna do me dirty like that. Apparently the battery fell out. I leaned our radiator forward and I couldn't get it out because it's hitting the water pump. So then we just pull our bolts for that sucker and she comes right off, no big deal. We probably need to get some gaskets for this. That one don't look so happy, kind of falling apart. This one's trying to do the same kind of thing. Well, just like that, you can see the front of her motor anyhow. Looks like she may have been leaking a little oil from somewhere at some point. Let's see if we can squeeze these out now, or if we're gonna have to pull that, whatever you call that down there. Never mind, she's gonna come out of there. Be free! Oh yeah, look at all. Why did I just sound like damn Macho Man Randy Savage? Y'all hear that when I said, oh yeah. Oh yeah, let me tell you something, brother. All right, the camshaft hides behind here, so we'll have to get this off. I'm wondering what's gonna happen right in here, because I can almost promise you before we pull this full core support, I will cut that piece out of there. Then we can put something else back in if we have to. However, I believe the AC kit, because the condenser goes up here, has a new bracket to replace this anyhow. I've got an idea. Let's measure it with another camshaft. We gotta get one out of that motor. We gotta come up this way. So how far up that way do we gotta go? Yeah, we probably need to get all that stuff out of there by the looks of it. We need one full camshaft measurement length. I think that's part of the metric system. Kind of like a metric crap ton. If I remember correctly, the grill is just a clip-in kind of thingy. Hey, get over here and pull on this. You're stronger than Dad, aren't you? Oh, there's one broke clip. Many more to come. The good news is the rest basically fell out. And when we first bought this truck, it was not a runner driver, guys. We had to do the transcooler lines, wire up the electric fans, and build exhaust, a few other things. And I was cleaning up some of the wiring, and I seen this little thing over here, and I pulled it. I told y'all it used to hold the windshield wiper thing. I suspected, and y'all said it held in the headlight, guys. And it has not been on there, so clearly it held in the windshield wiper because the headlight stays right where it needs to be. See? And that's why there's two of them, because clearly this truck had two windshield washer fluid containers. Duh. How funny was that I thought I was onto something and I pulled the headlight clip and threw it. The good news is one day I was cleaning and taking out the trash, and I guess it bounced off the trash, and I actually found it back in that corner, so I never got rid of it. So since we're here, maybe we'll put that back on there. It's a little better. She may not fall out as easy now. Now as far as this goes, that's a bolt, but that sure looks like it's riveted right there. Maybe not, because that one's bolted. Oh! Guarantee you that's never been apart. Oh, blue Loctite, that'll help hold her. I said, hell no. Big Mama said yes. Ow, that's just a little plastic push pin. So Wibble Wobble here is right in the way. So I opened up some of our relocation kit instructions, and it looks like with that we got to cut her out of there anyhow. Do not be scared to cut this little piece. It's basically doing a whole lot of nothing. It ain't the same as cutting up here where there's a ton of support. That little flopper ain't just doing nothing besides bouncing in the wind. That piece is a little rusty right in there, ain't it? I just put everything back together and pretend like we didn't see that, guys. May we now all bow our heads in a moment of silence. Today we lay to rest the yellow earmuff Supremes. Though they've been good to me the last 4 years, they have finally laid down on us for the final time and are no longer useful. May they now rest in peace as they transition their new life to the trash can. Booyah! Guys, those things were worn out. I've got my year's worth out of them. All the filling was falling out. I was having to fix them more than I could use them. Got these ones. We'll see how they treat me. I wanted to let them get one final cut on something here, though. With that part good to go, next up, we're gonna look at getting our valve covers off here where we can loosen our rockers and all that. I'm not sure the best order to do all this in, so we'll probably just start by pulling our plug wires. All right, boys. I am having an oil leak on this thing, and I think from what I could see, it looked to me like it's coming from the valve covers. I think on this side, if I remember correctly, so hopefully we can fix that. Look, looks like there's a little oil right there. It don't leave a puddle underneath it, but more you smell it burning it as you're driving. That's lost. Oh, found. Lost and found. That's what it is. Now it's lost again. Forever. It fell into a place that it'll never come back from. She's gone, Johnny. Gone forever. That one too. Unplugged our little connector there. This should just pick up off here. I will say I'm a fan of how all this stuff just comes off in like sections. Instead of having to pull each individual coil off of there, you can pull those brackets, undo one harness, boom, that comes off there. Your water pump gets you that tensioner, thermostat housing, all of that, boom. That whole assembly, boom, boom, boom. That make you want to whoop something. Yes! With that, successful recovery of all missing hardware so far. And those look a little oily. Ow! Ow! We didn't need those 3 knuckles. Man, I kind of suspected this to be the side to be leaking. There is definitely a lot more oil right there than there is anywhere else on there. And maybe you can see right there on that part of the gasket, there's a lot more oil than there was anywhere else. So hopefully right in that area is where she was leaking at. Now the story we got, I think, was 120,000 miles on this puppy. She's a 5.3 4L60E. Came out of a wrecked Tahoe. Does not look like she had the best and most consistent oil changes in her life, but it could look worse. Got to do the same thing on this side. Stuff's just a little tighter. I don't know about tighter. I guess there's just a little more going on this side, but it's okay. It looks like most of it will kind of flop up out of the way for us if we work it the right way. I predict a few more busted knuckles on this side as well. Ow, start with that thumb. Ow. If I was a betting man, I would not bet on this rear one getting reinstalled. I'll see y'all about 3 hours when I get that sucker off there. What the devil? Yeah, yeah, success, success. Ha-ha. Now also, we're gonna need to crank this motor over. Even just by hand. This side looks cleaner to me. Am I crazy? No, that definitely looks cleaner. Huh. It's kind of interesting. That side's a lot dirtier than this side. Oh, they probably just changed the oil in half the motor, forgot to do the other side. I bet that's what happened. It'll be okay. To be able to crank that by hand easier, we'll probably go ahead and pull our spark plugs. That way we ain't fighting compression. Hey, y'all remember that riding we seen? That's usually what they do, like at a pull apart. They'll mark on something with their marker pen. But as dirty as that side is, and that side being cleaner, I wonder if someone's put a head on this thing at one point. I don't know. We don't know much about her. All we know is we're gonna send it. We also know nothing Slick-owns will ever be in front of it. We also know anything Mortsky owns will never be in front of it. And we damn sure know for certain nothing else I own can be in front of it. Yeah, I kind of diss them, but diss myself as well. I got a bunch of slow crap. First time having a spark plug out of this motor. We got the AC Delcos. Oh, she looks pretty good. I did order plugs and plug wires for this thing just since we are planning to have it tuned. That's one of the things the tuner always says. He wants fresh plugs and plug wires. Don't want it trying to run bad on old crap. Yep, not too shabby. We may recycle those. We may just keep them for us. Pull our last plug. All of them have been pretty easy to get to, actually. Ain't been too big of a pain. And they've all looked really good too. And speaking of looking good, we may have a little look-see, put a little eyeball on these pistons down in here, since we suspect there may have been a head change on this side. Looking down here at number 1, looks wet. That's kind of interesting. Number 3 is a little dirty, like they all are. Number 5 is way down in there. Not the cleanest looking pistons I've ever seen. And number 7 is really hard to see. I think it got dirty or something. Meh, whatever. We're sending it. I was just curious if it looked like anything that ever played patty cake with one of them pistons before. I heard a LS motor so tough you can send the valve straight through the piston and it'll still make more horsepower than anything else around it. I heard one of these could be running on 6 cylinders and still blow the doors clean off anything Coyote swapped. I heard there's nothing more vicious or feared than a Pike County swapped LS mini truck. Next up, we're gonna pull our rockers, go down through here, and if I can wiggle on them and move them, see, like that one I can't, but that one I can. That one's tight, that one's not. We're gonna loosen the ones that are loose. Those first couple I did may have a little spring tension on them. I don't think a lot. Hear that? Or these ones towards the back are worn out more. One of the two. And we'll get our 24 millimeter on there and give this a little spinny spin. It's gonna spin real easy. Boom, there's our tension off that one. Spin her a little more and we got the tension off that one. Now you'll notice I'm not using the tool to actually pop those loose. I'm breaking it and then letting the tool back it out. Why? Because that's what the internet said. And they smarter than me. Hopefully we don't drop nothing. It's kind of cool, that whole assembly just comes out of there. Then we got access to our push rods, which we can just pick right up out of there. They are certainly nice and clean. And I know it may not matter, but I am gonna put these in the exact position they come out, and that's exactly where they're gonna go back in. Is that one bent? Nah, optical illusion. Doing a repeat on this side right here. That's our last two. Whoop-a-boo. These babies are A1. Aluminum. I got an idea. No, no. I never said it's a good idea. That's actually working. Put it in the top hole and shove. Just a little air pressure. You don't get buck nasty like me. But that was slowly dribbling out water, and I was trying to get that to stop before we pull that front cover. Now after that precision work, we don't have to worry about having a mess on our hands. It's actually not too shabby. Except that, don't mind that. Little shop sweeping, it's like it never even happened. Oh, now we got a slick Vance floor. Oh, get down with it now. Oh, try to get back up with it now. Oh, getting older, getting older. My left knee said, quit that crap. I guess now we're looking at pulling our thingy. Can't remember what it's called, so I give up. If you can remember what the heck this is called, comment down below. Well, this could be fun. Yeah. All right, maybe we get us a big bar on here. Go ahead and wedge us a pry bar across there. Yeah, father's a lady. Woo! She may have spun some. Oh, please go back together good. All right, bolts free. Guessing that's her first time apart. Now we gotta get that sucker off. If it comes out as easy as that bolt, we'll be in good shape. We're gonna have to find a puller. It's got 3 nubby wubbies where it looks like you can use a jaw style puller. The only problem is, for that, I ain't got a jaw style puller. I looked at this set that I bought off Bill, and she looks like she works good for the old schools. I don't think she's gonna be much help for that, so we gotta go find one. As long as our S-10 clacks half of what this motor does, we'll be in good shape. Speaking of which, S-10 power! Hell yeah, brother. Got the old toolbox in the back ready to work on her on the side of the road. That thing has a scratch attack. Well, this kind of works out good here at the RMP. They gave me the puller and installer. Of course, I got to bring it back up here. They're actually mini tubbing a car in there, and the kit ain't working like most kits. So they were looking at some brackets, trying to figure out something, and I said, I got exactly what y'all need at the house. Let me whip those up, I'll bring them back to you. Looking good. New muffs are working great, by the way. Beautiful. They'll be ready to keep mini tubbing. And before we run those back up to them, let's see if we can get this pulled off here, and we can just take it back with us. Dang it. Get our big bar on here. There's a hole drilled in that dampener. Trying to use that to keep that from spinning. Feels like she's coming. Woo! We're rolling now. Yeah. Oh, Lefty's burning. Is she free? She's free. All right, ran those up there. Everything's good to go. Let's keep this cam swap party going. For front cover, I'm pulling these bottom ones before I forget. Moved our coolant pan out from underneath there because I've actually done a good job of keeping it clean for once. Voila! There's the big reveal. Ooh, yeah, inside the motor's a little dirty too. Oh, that ain't worn out, is it? Slappity slappity. That's just that variable timing right there. When you have that much play in it, no big deal. Deep down in my heart, I don't believe it'd ever be a problem. There's just too many of these 5.3s that have double the mileage of this one that the timing chain never broke on. So our cam's back behind here. We've got our oil pump up front. I don't believe we actually have to pull any of this off. I think we can unbolt this and take this out to the side. But first things first, I think we got to get it at top dead center. There's a mark right there, and I guess there's supposed to be another mark on this sprocket down in here. I put our installer on here with a big socket where hopefully this will tighten down, and then we can spin the motor about like so. Spin her around, around she comes, spin her around, and I believe we're looking to get that dot towards the bottom. Circle dot, you want it right at the 6 o'clock mark, which should be right there. As long as it lines up with your other mark, which I don't know what our other mark looks like. Okay, I see right on that tooth right there, probably hard for y'all to see, there is a circle on that tooth. And I'm gonna have to do this again because I took her a little too far, but now I know what I'm looking for. Pull our top bolts. Oh, don't fall, don't fall. And then I believe we can just set this sucker off to the side. And we've actually got our retaining plate. That's the 4-bolt special. My buddy said, if that timing chain's making you nervous, don't look up in there at those cam bearings because you ain't gonna like what you see. So once we pull that, it reveals this. And from what I understand with these two holes, we can now spin this cam a few times. That's gonna shove our lifters up, and then in those holes we can slide some dowels, which that's easier to spin already. So I'm sure we're doing good. And we'll just shove stuff in those holes like any real LS mechanic would do until we feel like everything's safely held up. Me and Theodore ran up to the hardware store, and we're gonna just try the wood dowel trick. That right there is what we're after. Next thing I'm gonna do is put that to the back and to the back, and then I'm gonna mark that where I know the length of our camshaft. Mark them both. Now let's go break some wood off in our engine block. All right, here we go with number 1. It's got a little tension on it, but it's going through. Oh, that was a little tighter. I guess we could have cut them off. I don't like that. I'm I'm having to kind of tug on that, and I'm not sure if that means I'm hitting a lifter or if it's bearings we're in that aren't happy or what. But I guess we're kind of to the point of no return now, aren't we? So I'm gonna try to hold this a little smoother here and not eat up our cam bearings too bad because of my old shaky, unsteady hand. Oh, she's coming now. There she is. Shoo, she's ready for another 1,000,000 miles, easy. I was told to spray this sucker down to get the protective whatever off of it. I'm your man. Bang! The weather's blowing in, I hear it. Woo! Now that we're gonna start smelling or spraying smell goods, we close it down where we ain't got no ventilation. Convenient. Guys, we're officially in tornado season here in Oklahoma. First one hit last night, March 3rd, March 4th. No matter what day it is, not good. Got her sprayed down, dried off with a little compressed air. Now we're gonna go back with the little number 105, the good stuff. I don't know what all I'm supposed to lube, so I'm gonna lube it all, baby. I give a damn. I'm gonna glove up and just whack that thing. Hear me out. I should not have said that in front of a camera for possible hundreds of thousands of people to see. I'm not gonna whack nothing. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just get lubrication on everything. That's what I meant. And I'm no expert, but that sucker's looking pretty well lubricated, ain't it? All right, here we go. Slow and steady wins the race. Now that we've made it towards the back again, stuff's getting a little trickier. There she goes. I'm guessing some bearings towards the back aren't happy. And as that goes in, we lose some leverage for picking up on it, I guess. But looks like we are just about there. Ka-chow. Put me a bolt in there and just spin that sucker around. Everything feels really good, so I like that. About right in there, I think, because we know our mark right here needs to go towards the bottom, and we can kind of judge where that dowel's got to be. All right, I guess that means our dowels can come back out. Told you at the beginning we were going to be playing with chopsticks. Y'all thought I was playing. Now, one thing we are going to replace is this little kind of cam cover plate. That seal on our old one is just, that thing smooth as can be, guys. How's that for quality hardware? Jeez. We'll get the torque wrench out and figure out the torque on them. Online, what I found says 11 foot-pounds. I'm gonna double check that because that sure don't seem like a lot. Found another couple websites that said 18. So that's what we're gonna go with. Old crooked bolt felt like she wanted to come apart. All right, up next, we got to get this started where our marks end up lining up again, which is probably going to take us a time or two since this is my first time doing this. Oh, that may be it right there. Nope, I think we're one off. Oop, went the wrong way. Now we're a couple off. Boy, that wind's moving in. God, I hate wind, it's annoying. Don't put that in there, Chris. I'm just annoyed with the wind. Get in here for a closer look. Nope, we're still off. What the heck, over? Oh, I think we're good right there. Now, as long as we can find our dowel, which is right in there. Just need that camshaft to come out to me, I guess. Oh, dang it. I took longer than it should have, but I've got all three started now. She's lined up on the dowel. Boom, boom, boom. Mark and our mark. There's our slop. Let's torque it. 26 foot-pounds is what we're going for. All right, get out your super scrapers, kiddos. It's time to clean up our little front cover. Jeez, that wind is just a whipping out there. Clean enough. Might wipe this for any oil. Remember, the bottom of that's sealing to our oil pan gasket, I guess. And I don't know if I should, but I may smear a little RTV in each corner. It looks like there's a little bit of orange there already. And there's more gunk on this backside than I realized, so we're gonna clean it up too. Our seal, I just kind of popped around on her a couple times so she come up out of there. We'll clean that out. Go ahead and pop us a new seal in. It came in our gasket set for this thing. A little bit of our looby dooby on it, help her slide in. Yo, careful now. Get her seal driver. She's a tight fit, but she's going. Oh yeah, I felt it go that time. Little shot of hooky puck right in the corner. Probably gonna make that leak now. Perfect. Our fancy new gasket. Let's see if we can get this baby back on here. Should be real simple. Get on in there. I don't think nothing we've done yet's been hard. I'm the one making it hard. Now, I did not tighten those guys. Left plenty of slack on all of them. And we're gonna put our dampener back on now. That way it centers to the seal and hopefully centers that piece up where it needs to be. Then we will tighten her down. So I'll clean this up, put a little looby dooby on her, and then we'll use that installer and shove her on. She's going. She is going. Run that sucker down till she bottoms out. Now that dampeners got that, or went into their seal, and it should have centered that up in theory. Let's get super precise now, why don't we? Got all them fixed up with about 18 foot-pounds here. All right, with that front bolt back in, guys, I think we're gonna call it a day there. First thing tomorrow, we'll get on this. Just kind of whooped me a little, just a little. Good morning, party people. We're off to a rough start. Yeah, but we're off to a start nonetheless. I went ahead and put this side together. It's the hard side. It's not really that much harder. It's just harder to record because all the crap. I did start off by putting the dirty stuff on the clean side, so I got to do this side twice. I just wanted to practice since this was my first time. Slid all of our rockers in. I know this probably don't matter, but I'm just giving a little splish splash of looby dooby, a little hooky puck on all of our push rods and the top of our valves there. It may not help nothing, but it definitely won't hurt nothing. Huh? Next step, just bring your tray of rockers for a nice, quick, easy install. I'm gonna go down through there and get a thread or two started on each one. All right, I try not to smoke those because we gotta torque them to 22 foot-pounds. Main thing I'm trying to do right there is make sure we stay centered up on our valve. And these are cool, guys. You just tighten them down and torque them. Ain't no adjusting going on here. Just run them babies all down, take them to Torque Town. I'm gonna go down through here and get all these. She's a little harder to crank by hand now since I put spark plugs in this side. But I'll crank her over a few times here. And I know this really don't do much, but for some reason it makes me feel better. Then I'm just checking torque on them again. That gives us a chance to take tension off the ones that had tension on them. But really, guys, it don't matter because there ain't been a single one that's going to be loose, because that's enough torque to compress it the way it's supposed to be compressed anyhow. Look at Snoozy McSnoozerson. Rough life. Got our new rubbers on our valve covers. Silly me thinking a valve cover set to seal valve covers would come with new rubbers for the bolts too. They did not, so we're just gonna run these. They'll seal, probably. 9 foot-pounds on those. Hopefully that right there just fixed our oil leak we were having as well. Go ahead and put our plugs in. I just got us a new set of what had come out of it, those AC Delco 41-962. They come pre-gapped at 40,000. Checked all those gaps, verified them, and then that's how we're gonna run it. We'll see how that treats us. Whoop! Boy, we're rocking and rolling now, guys. We're just going back together the way we came apart. Go ahead and pop our new plug wires on. Oh yeah, we are back together, baby. Oh, just playing. Those things ain't gonna fire unless you give it its heart's desire to be plugged in. Now, we're back together. Yeah, guys, had to do a little dancing celebration of my first camshaft installation. Now, I hope this video is cool and you guys enjoy it. I know we're compressing a lot into one video. It sure is a lot to condense. Cool, compress, condense. Those were all air conditioning jokes. If those are terrible, just tell me shut up, guys. Sometimes you gotta know when to draw the line. Some of y'all was like, I wish he'd evaporate. Another one, evaporator. All right, I'm done. Ka-chow. Tighten those all down. Step 4, locate two existing holes on either side of the opening in the stock core support. Guess there's gonna be some holes in there for us to find. That's gonna be that unit right there, and that one right there. And I guess we just bring that on the front side and get her bolted in. That lines up beautiful. Dang, I don't know what to do not having the wall or something. Hold on, this is looking fishy. Surely that's gonna have to be cut on, because look at where our lines are. I can see the line over here needs to end up, I think just to the side of this seam on the core support. And of course we need to be in line with that. So I'm gonna aim about right here and pop us a hole in there. Make sure to move your line from the backside. We gotta be able to get that nut through there, so even that ain't gonna be big enough. Break out the hog molly. What's a hog molly? This right here is a damn hog molly. That hog molly's a little worn out. She's done a lot of hogging in her day. Took that out as big as it'll go. Now we're gonna clean up this edge. I lost our cap for that, so I'm gonna plug it with my finger and then try not to sand off my finger. We'll touch up. Now that bottom line will clear. Get us a nice lubed up O-ring in there. And I'm gonna tighten this baby down. Should be good right there. And we are clearing. My eagle eye says we need to drill about right here. Now I'm gonna bring that down just a hair. I stepped that down to leave. Looks like we got about 1/4 inch, maybe 5/16 of material left between there. In my very humble opinion, these little brackets, how they kick over, they could kick over a little more. That would fix some of our clearance problems. But I'm just a dummy from Oklahoma. Up next with our latch up there, you can see why we got to modify it, because it's now hitting our condenser down here. Do not fear, for that's included in the kit. I think we just align that with that hole down there. We're gonna leave this because we got to bolt it right there, and on the other side. So we're gonna come around and basically cut it right like that. Whatever looks good, we'll take it straight across. Ooh, ah. All right, check this out. They even dimple dyed that sucker. Y'all know that's my style. Get our little alignment holder pin thingy. And check that out, guys. Clear, just perfect. Looks pretty good too. Now, before we zip all that together, I actually want to try to slide the radiator down in here and make sure all that's gonna fit. Yeah! Come on, friends. Welcome to Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. La da 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 da. Oh yeah, we are back in for the win. Put our hardware back in, and that bottom could slide around until you put those in. I guess they're kind of shoving down on it because then there's so much tension, I can't move it no more. Over there, I did look at the radiator to see if there's anywhere where it looked like it was rubbing, trying to rub a hole through that aluminum, and she looked perfectly fine. It's been working. We're gonna run it. Beep, bop, boop, beep. And the one on the bottom, get all of our hardware in, that's good to go. Let's get our water pump on. I cleaned up our motor yesterday, that side, and got new gaskets on this side. Hooked up our transcooler lines, lower radiator, heater hoses, all that kind of good stuff. That's what I was curious about. Are we rubbing our radiator? And we are on it. We can create a little distance like that, but now are we rubbing over here? No, we are not. We'll take it. Bottom one is clearing. Good to go. You got dirty, greasy hands and need to go inside and eat a sandwich? Then you need the TKO hand cleaning wipes from Sweet Patina. They knock out the rest of the competition. They work so good and it's easy to see. With a nitty-gritty tough side for knocking off the grease, and then a smooth, silky, fine side for moisturizing your hands. Made that up, it does not do that. These things clean you up in a jiffy. Thanks, Sweet Patina. If you'd like to get these or any of their other great products, just head over to sweetpatina.com and be sure to use that old promo code on the screen. That lets them know old Puddin' sent you. So that is going to put a stop to our AC compressor install because our computer and everything mounts to this. So we'll need to get the replacement tank, whatever goes here, so we can actually make that fit. So for now, we're just going to put our accessories back on. We'll put this tensioner back on, and we'll just run it the way we had took it apart. Tensioner back on, the whole dirty dingo special back on. Our steering hooked up. Coolant sensor, alternator, wiring, blah, blah, blah. We're rolling along. Giddy up, cowgirl. Put our belt back on. Now we pretty well just got our upper radiator hose here. Of course, we'll have to service it. This may be the first time I've ever salvaged successfully coolant in Puddins.fab.shop history. Oh, don't rip the bumper off. Found some dirt up in there or what? Threw our battery back in, little intake setup back on. Guys, I think we can try to start this thing. Fingers crossed, nothing crazy happens. Be good to me, girl. All right, here we go. Yeah! Gotta say, I hear a huge vacuum leak. That'll do it. Apparently it needed that vacuum leak. That's why she's gonna need a tune. She's got a little choppity to her that she didn't have before. Come on. There we go. She's gonna need a little tuning. We don't want to get that too hot though, because we're actually gonna look at throwing this sucker up on the lift and looking at the exhaust setup. Hey! Oh! Hey! Hey! Oh! I even owed too hard. We went too far. Stop! Clean your shop. That's right. I want to put all the tools up. Give us a clean slate here. The good thing is, cleaning through some mess, I found that X-pipe I told y'all I had. As you can see, she's top quality. She's Amazon, which is where we got the universal stainless kit for the exhaust that I had built anyhow. Now this exhaust was experimental because those mufflers I just happened to have. Wasn't sure how the truck was gonna sound. And I actually like how it sounds, so we're gonna keep them. So we're gonna look at adding this in. I'm hoping we can kind of cut it right up here, and we may get lucky, because looky there, guys. No. This one's gonna be a little short. That sucks. So we may have to cut out this joint, cut it, add a piece in a little longer, and then we'll cut it back here. That way we get rid of this joint as well, where we don't just have 1,000 joints in here. I don't know if that's gonna slip over that or if it's gonna butt up. I'm gonna mark it like it'll slip. Then if it don't work like that, we'll have to cut it some more. Let's go stainless steel versus Sawzall. That's one way to do her. She may have done one cut, but that's about all she liked. Now, you may be thinking, Puddin', why are you cutting apart your perfectly fine exhaust to put that silly X-pipe in? And the real answer is, hell, I don't know. Actually, I do know. I'd posted pictures of this in a Facebook S-10 page thing as I was doing work on it the last couple go-arounds, and about 204 people said, you should have put a X-pipe on it. So that being said, I don't know what kind of significant power y'all's pulling with the X-pipe, but I think the S-10ers, all the S-10ers, they think you can pick up an easy 75 horsepower with one of these babies. So we're gonna try it. Well, that does slip fit, so that's good. And this does gotta go that away if we're gonna get that into there. So this exhaust build goes out to all the S-10ians who just love them X-pipes. Don't lose that one. That's probably gonna become a replacement piece for right there. Speaking of which, unlike many Oklahomans, luckily our blade had a few teeth left right there at the end. All right, I think if we're lucky, we should be able to slip fit these together. We may have to loosen that. All right, for the S-10ians. All right, it'll be so much cooler to the S-10 owners. About time you put an X-pipe, dummy. We'll go square that end up. Then we'll slide that into there, and then we'll have to figure out that piece. All right, we slip on that, and then we'll kind of check here. I'm gonna say let's go 6 3/8, and we can tune it into place from there. 6 3/8. 6 3/8. I'll give us a few marks around. We'll play connect the dots. Slicer. Some days I can TIG weld, some days I can't. Let's see what kind of day today is. Ooh, I'm about out of argon too. We may run out before we get this done. According to that dipped tungsten right there, today's not one of them. Woohoo! That fit ain't too shabby. She runs uphill a little. She ain't perfect, but nobody is. That is not true. There's people who literally build perfect exhaust. It's just not me. Not my style. So close. Oh, dang it. Took a little more prying, but I got her. Let me try turning the gas back on. Now this is one big old exhaust now. So let's try drop her and not tear her up. Yeah, right. Pull those, pull these. I unplugged our O2 sensors. We should be ready to drop. All right, I got her. I got her. Shoot, doggy. Good morning, party people. Guys, I'm finished welding that up. It kind of kicked my butt. Don't look at the welds too close. They look like crap. Most of y'all don't know we start the morning with Theo in my lap giving me a motivational speech for the day. Get to work. Easy to say by the guy who sleeps all day. Always pointing fingers, and you ain't even got fingers. Disconnected our battery, and that's because we're not going to reinstall that exhaust. Not right now, anyhow. Y'all want to do cheap performance upgrades? Well, let's do it. Dang, don't see that very often. Right there, we've got the O'Reilly Special. We've got a torque converter for the Trailblazer. I guess they're supposed to be a little looser, which is going to help with the camshaft we're installing. Now, let me say, I did not plan on pulling this transmission originally, and I dang sure didn't plan on doing a converter. And if I planned on doing all of that, we could have pulled that, then we could have got that motor out of there real easily, and then we really could have done some performance stuff, and then we really could have spent a lot more money quicker. This is kind of fun, because we've got like a $170 torque converter. We've got the about cheapest camshaft you can get for an upgrade without touching anything else. And we're just gonna see how it wakes this truck up. So we're gonna have a cheap motor upgrade, cheap transmission upgrade in the converter transmission. And we've already done the cheap 8.8 junkyard rear end swap. These weren't so cheap. That was cheap. Budget performance, you can't get much more budget than what we're doing. So we need to get this old girl out of here. We're gonna start with pulling that old drive shaft. Now luckily I left this baby in neutral, so we're gonna have to smack them. Little smacky smack will pop her free. She gone. Next, I'll support our tail housing just before we can get this cross member out the way. And we'll start to drop her down a little bit. We can see what else is hooked up. We'll figure it out. Woohoo! It's like being a big kid getting to play with Legos still. I'll drop her down a little. This is gonna let us hopefully, well, that's about as low as she's gonna go. It's starting to put our oil pan, starting to hit our cross member up there. So I'm gonna pick that up and take a little pressure off that. That'll allow us a little more angle to use those 17-foot long extensions to get them bell housing bolts when we get to that point. For now, let's unhook everything we can unhook or unplug, I mean. So that push up and lock into there. That's what it looks like. Proper tools is key. It's a successful mechanicking. We're getting there. There's one hell of a latch on that sucker. Don't worry, the shifter just has a 1 bolt special. Hey, get back here. Pop our cotter pin, there we go. Well, just discovered something. I am the one who built these transcooler lines, and for the adapters going into the transmission, I want to say there was like a O-ring and something else on these ones. I was like, we're going to try them. I've never used them before. Well, it looks like to me that those O-rings have shoved out of there. And if you can see, that whole piece is spinning. And it ain't just that one, it's both of them. So they weren't leaking, and I doubt they could ever spin out of there. But we may have got a little lucky right there that wasn't a problem yet. We'll pull them, get them sat to the side, and then we'll start on our bell housing bolts. And we better go ahead and probably pull our starter and get the torque converter bolts next. Oh, watch out. About hit y'all with the bolt, didn't I? Just went ahead and dropped our starter completely out of there, give us some more working room. Get those babies pulled. Make sure that can spin, we're free. And that should just be the rest of the bell housing bolts. I'm gonna lower our lift a little bit because our jack's maxed out. I definitely want to get this on here good. Last transmission I did, I dropped it off this thing. Broke our tail housing, that was fun. All right, we are weight on. Say hello to my little friend. That's right, I forgot that Randy, who we gave the GMC to, he got tired of seeing my rough transmission pulls. He got me these a while back. Oh, that ain't gonna get it. Not from back there. Hit her with the angle dangle. Yes, success, she's out. Little wiggle and she's free, guys. As long as we don't power slam this one like the last one, we should be good. There she is right there. There's more of that orange paint, orange marker pen like was on the front of the head. Wonder if that, is that factory? Well, there's some blue too. We got an old junkyard motor here, huh? Comment down below, let me know. All right, she's dropped. That right there should be all we need. We're gonna look at doing something with that pushed out O-ring on these. And we just gotta be able to get up here and swap out the old converter there. With those O-rings pulled out, I'm gonna go back with a copper washer. Now our copper washer is a little loose on our thread, so once we tighten her down, we gotta make sure to center it up. So once that starts to touch, I'm gonna take our pry bar, kind of pick that up, just make sure it's centered. Oh yeah, there we go. Now she's tightened down. Hopefully that'll seal up for us. This ground right here was on one of the studs for the bell housing, and instead of fighting that going back together, I found us an extra bolt, and I'm just gonna go ahead and ground this to the head while we have the transmission out. Then we ain't gotta fight it going back together because it's gonna be pert near impossible to get to. Now that's thinking ahead. Well, I'm kind of in a pickle now. My plan was just to slip that converter off there. Now I'm afraid with the weight off the front that transmission's gonna fall off this jack backwards. Flip that out of there. Woo! Yeah, she thought about going. That made my butt pucker a little bit. Oh no, she's solid. She's solid. Put us a couple quarts of love juice in this new one and we'll be ready to go right back together just like we came apart. I'm gonna lose a little fluid as we go here. That's all right. I think she's in there. Filter click, click, click. Guys, that went right up into place like it wanted to be there. Already got two started on this side, one on the other side, just bam, bam, bang, boom, pop. Carried away with all these. I want to make sure to get our dipstick in, and she started right up for me, no problem. This is our top one here. Put a little piece of tape in there where that'll hold. Hopefully we can hit the hole. started, no problem. Socket's still up there with that stud, no problem. Just leave it, it'll be there next time you need it. We start putting all this damned old power to the ground and we start snapping 4L60s like we're gonna, we'll be in there again.
Well, shit.
Got our lines on, plugs plugged, bolts bolted. Guys, I can't believe how easy this thing goes in and out. Easiest transmission I've done in a minute. I mean, I didn't know. I just assumed being in the S-10 it was going to be real tight and a real pain, but not one bit. Looking at our shifter, it's kind of been janky since we got it. Had one bolt holding it. I was trying to take this all apart. We got some boogered up threads on this nut stuck. So I just cut that where we can actually slip it on and off there. I think we maybe will flip this thing backwards, weld it to a bracket on here and line her up better. I think we'll be able to make it work. We need to cut this off. And we need to straighten that up. With that, we can drill a hole on this where this can still bolt on and off. I was going to weld it, but then we'll be in bad shape if we ever need to remove it. But luckily, that seems to be lining up good. Get her how I want her there. And then we'll give it another mark. Bibs are for a working man. Now this is tight fit, so we got to use the step bed on this because it's the only thing short enough to get in there. Truck is in park. Make sure our transmission's in park. I should have mentioned that before. We'll get this all locked down here, and this should serve us better than what we had for sure. A lot cleaner. Uh-oh, busted. What are you smiling at? You were snoring so loud, dude. I was trying to sneak up on Theo because he was sawing logs, but he woke up and was happy to see me, apparently. And usually around lunchtime, he gets up from his nap and he may want to love on Dad again. Guys, everything's back together. Easy peasy it went. Up next, we're gonna look at throwing this exhaust up on this rig. That's gonna be a little more challenging because she's the big one-piece unit, but I think we'll get it. What do you think, Theo? What you mean it's gonna sound like crap? Better limber up. Oh yeah, that was a good pop. Oh yeah, we're ready now. Yeah. Not even really that heavy, guys. I took some round rod yesterday and welded it between those just to kind of help hold those apart, hold the same spot. So we'll hook that and then hopefully pick up and this don't fall over. It'd be a good time to have old hippie Bill here or something. Oh, never mind, I got it. I got a bolt starter, we're good. We're golden. Just anyone who had a thumb to lend a hand. All right, he's asleep again. Woo! Looks like we started cross-thread that one. I thought I had it started. Apparently I did, just a little crooked. One step forward, two steps back. No one ever got very far like that. That's why they call me Willie Redo, because we want to see how many things will he redo. Second time's a charm. She went together, no problem. One crooked bolt will have you going backwards. Got our O2s all plugged in. I said not to show you all the welds. They're just ugly. But we do have an X-pipe on her now, so all the S-10ians are going to be super happy about that. Tomorrow we're going to officially lock in bets on the horsepower rating. Now that we got that X-pipe on there, I got to jump up at least 23 horsepower on my guesstimate. She's wrapped up, guys. Went ahead, topped off her power steering fluid. Got us some coolant to take with us tomorrow. The key to any good performance dyno team session is for the truck to look good, so it feels good, so it performs good. So we're making sure she's at least got clean wheels and tires. Don't worry about the rest of the dirt on the truck. Hot damn. I think that probably added more power than that X pipe did. Shoo, when those are shined up, she looks good. Let's get her loaded up for a big day tomorrow, huh? I got her up to temp and service the coolant. I just can't get her to run again. It ain't happy. I think both of them need a cammed out LS too. What do y'all think? Maybe Theo wants one. He said, I'm gonna load up, Dad. You damn lowriders. I got her loaded, guys. Now she's loaded, ready to go. Tomorrow's the big day. Woo-hoo! Dyno tune day, baby.
Let's go.
Get them dollars out. Daddy's hungry. I clean house here. I'm going across the street, get a Jimmy John's.
I'm going to my house with yours.
You ain't going nowhere off my dollar.
Bet.
Dollar don't get you a damn thing. We can't even go to McDonald's and get a damn
I already know what your
burger.
number is. You're not even close.
Oh, yeah,
I
right.
read the cam card.
Yeah, you couldn't even read the cam card. He just had to read it for you.
I read enough to know.
You read enough to know you're losing.
Andre.
Damn, it smells like a snow cone shop in here.
I don't know, but I had fried bananas for lunch.
That's what it is.
Damn sure don't smell like what I'm smelling.
That smells kind of fried banana-ish.
No, I smell like Fruity Pebbles.
Really?
Smells good. Dang, they got the good lawn chairs out for the dollar bits.
These are lifeguard chairs. Who'd they steal these from?
The Shawnee Pool just got these in and they went and took them. Took our hard-working tax dollars.
Oh, man.
So here at Able Racing, we're gonna get our dyno tune done. They like to do the dollar bets. You get your single dollar bill out. However much horsepower you think she's gonna make, you write that on there. No one knows each other's numbers. You put them in a big old pile, so you got about $7 at stake, and whoever wins cleans house.
Who won last time?
Shut up, Charlie. To the single digit
Yeah.
amount. You missed the you barely missed the decimal.
That's right.
That ain't gonna happen this time.
We'll see.
Last time,
I'm gonna get that submarine sandwich.
Mortsky cut off mufflers and pulled intakes and all this different crap till it finally hit the number you needed.
Yeah.
Who was the closest before we did all that? I believe it was me because I shot her short.
I think it was still me.
No, it was me.
We'll have to roll the footage back. I don't know.
No, you lost that one. My mufflers and intake staying on, I promise you that. The shit.
You ever seen a Russian redneck?
What is this happening to me?
I don't know. I just need you to make the right amount of power for me to win the couple bucks out of it.
No, don't be doing that. You give it the real tune.
Oh, we're doing door bets?
Yes.
Oh
What
yeah.
kind is in there?
4L60E.
What the?
The only thing that truck has done to it is this right here. Everything else is factory.
Well, it didn't come with a 5.3.
5.3 4L6.
Well, the drivetrain. You know what I mean.
Looks fancy. Probably has some weird headers.
No, it's just got Holly cast.
He wouldn't tell me the mufflers.
I don't know what the mufflers were. They were
Some crap you had laying around.
There's just some
Yep.
shit I had laying around. That's what the mufflers are. I'm pretty sure if y'all go look underneath it, the muffler's gonna say shit he had laying around. Stamped into it.
$5. They're Dynamax.
Really?
Yeah.
High dollar, I got them for like $40.
I know what my number is, and it's way better than yours.
Charlie seems to think it's gonna do more than what I'm thinking. I'll show y'all what I'm thinking. I know what I'm hoping, okay? I know what number I'm hoping, but I also know what he's the magician here. He already knows. You showing him? Oh yeah, right. I wish.
That's it.
I wish.
That's it.
You getting in? Look at all these single dollars come out quick.
He's been killing it all week.
His wallet's that thick. How convenient, the guy who does the tune always wins. See, last time these guys all aimed high. I aimed low on the whistle pig, and we were really close to mine until we lopped off the exhaust and stuff. I'm shooting my own truck low. I'm gonna just call it a pig, and I'm gonna hit it low. Not that that's what I want it to be. I'm just trying to be realistic here. I'm not as low as the original owner. I asked him if he wanted it in on it. I'll tell you what, he betted it. You think it's gonna make more than Mortsky's Camaro?
Yeah.
I appreciate your faith, good sir.
It's got to make that. A 5.3 with the cam in his tune, even though it's a baby tune, it's got to make it. It's got to make that.
All right.
He's realistic, so he might give you. I'm pretty confident where
I'm gonna look at
I like where I lay.
I'm gonna look at the text message that I sent you to even see what I said.
You better call up Mortsky and Slick and get them on it too.
All right, we got $3 here. One's for me, one's for Justin, the guy we had bought the truck from, and then we're the ones who got it running driving, and then Mortski's in on this. So I'll show you what we're betting here. Justin, the original owner, builder, who never quite completed her, he come in at a big O, 292. Boy, he's really down there, ain't he? Mortski said he's betting today on March 7th. So he's going 307 for 37.
He definitely ain't winning. Did you tell him your number first?
I don't think so.
I feel like he's price is righting you.
Oh, beating me by a dollar or two?
Yeah, that's exactly what he's done.
303?
Yeah, I'd have to look. I thought it was 304.
304? It was something like that. Let me see. What did I send old Charlie here? I said 303 to you.
Yeah. So he prices righted you.
Yeah.
Now you're going to get him back.
Unless it's 303 and I win that damn money.
Well,
I'm sticking with my 303.
I'm still winning the money. I don't care what you put.
I think you way overshot her. All right, guys. We won't know anyone else's until the bets are done and revealed. I guess it really don't matter because we locked in our numbers already.
Unless Andre gets up there and sandbags us. He's the one that we don't need to know.
I know. That's what I'm saying. His wallet's that thick, but he's also the one who makes sure the numbers come out how he wants them to read. Doing all these tunes and he's
bragging about over here. Look at all these I won last. I'm going to use JR's dollar.
All right, guys. We'll let Andre start to do what he does, which is use that cam card info and just start to look at everything. And then we'll be making some dyno pulls. So we're looking at everyone else's. Andre here, this is crazy. He's got 291.5. And then Justin had told me 2 days ago, 292. So we're within a half horsepower bet there on those ones. That's pretty wild. Let's get JR.
287.
Oh, lowest so far.
287. Reason, no long tube headers.
He got all scientific.
Hey.
I'm just going off the vibes, man. I think it's like about 336.
Charlie was acting like we had a bigger cam than what we got.
509, baby. Let's roll.
Charlie's like, hell, 336 all
What kind of
day.
gasoline did you put in it? Did you put the good stuff in it?
Hell, I don't even know if it's got gas in it.
It's got the
that gas gauge don't work, and I ain't filled it up in a minute. It may run out on the dyno.
It's got the gas that came with the truck.
Most likely.
Hey, we do that shit too, man.
No, I've put a few hundred miles on her, so she's had some.
87 for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She got 87.
With ethanol though.
Huh? Whatever they sell at Love's comes to Charlie.
10%. No, they don't have 10. Yeah,
No.
they don't have real gasoline, do they?
I think they do. I don't know. It don't matter.
Are you gonna-
It ain't gonna help you none. 336.
Oh, I've already locked her in. I'm winning.
The pot thickens.
All right, we got a couple more dollars. What do you got? Have you
Whole dollar.
He's like,
I
hey.
one too. Where you at? Hold on now.
I haven't put my number.
You've been cheating too. What'd you get?
389.
389. God, that's way too high.
Yeah,
Higher than that.
He's giving you a 442.
Most is.
dang. Hey, I just need y'all to make those numbers happen, okay?
Am I the low bid?
I think you are. What
I'm
you
287. I am so winning this money.
I was like, you're the realistic
If there's
bid.
anything wrong with this build, I just win.
They about curb rash them babies.
just like old Bandit.
Oh, he got so close.
God damn.
Hey,
that
he did a good job of saving it.
Yeah,
He didn't
that's how them
overcorrect
good
or
boys do.
nothing.
They try to get it as close as possible. That was a 10 out of 10.
That was on purpose. That guy showed up here. You can tell he's from Tinker Air Force Base. He said, y'all know anywhere I can go do donuts? That's all he wanted to know. Well, he's got her idling. That exhaust sounds pretty good, guys. I'm liking how that sounded.
You fixed it yet? Oh.
Uh-oh. That ain't a good sign. She's so bad she wants to come off that dyno. He had to give her an extra click or two.
Better strap her down, boys.
She's about to get buck nasty. Hey, that thing just rocket ships off that.
I think it says 249. Let's go look.
Oh boy. She made less than factory. We're going backwards. They got a hole saw around here. I need a hole saw
Yeah.
and a sawzall.
Cold
Guys,
air induction.
we may need to redo this. Our mass airflow was getting heated up by our upper radiator hose right here, just cooking her. That'll give her some clearance. I'm about to take the hood off that thing and just run it like that is what I'm thinking.
Call it the King Cobra.
She's ready to strike, baby.
King Cobra.
$249. Looks like nobody's winning this dollar bet.
That's 270, 274.
Oh, that's the second run.
Yep, the blue one.
Oh, 274. Okay.
We're easing on into her.
We're easing up there.
Yep.
336 is a long way to go, sir.
But it'll be there quickly.
303 ain't too far.
Yeah, you're in the game.
Am I about to get paid?
287 was a pretty safe number, huh?
Yeah.
Where's my 442 guys at?
$100 off, that's where they're at.
That sure looks close to 303, boys. That sure looks close to 303, boys. Huh?
Is that what you bet?
Damn right. That's why I'm fired up.
Damn.
I told you I was going to Jimmy John's.
Oh, man. We're winning now.
Spicy East Coast Italian coming my way, sir. Hey,
We'll
you,
give it one more try. We'll give it one more try.
you didn't lie.
No.
Hey, how did the guy in control here just say it's not going to make 300 and cut her off right at 299.4?
Oh, yeah, because-
He's like, no, I told them no 300. Shut her down.
Yep. He typed that in there. I know they can do that.
I don't know what kind of magic you can pull, but I just need about 4 more, sir. I said if I got 300 to the tire, I'd be happy. I'd be really tickled pink if it was 310.
299 is 300.
Yeah, we're rounding up. I give a damn.
I'm impressed.
That cam was the weirdest thing ever. Like, blah, 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 blah. You start rolling like,
Oh, Puddins.fab.shop pulled out some magic on y'all. Huh?
Got him! Well, he's screwing you because it's still hot. I feel like if he let her sit another 30 minutes, you're gonna be right on the money.
Think so.
I think so. He's getting antsy. What's he in there doing? He's in there tuning it to his number, ain't he?
Let me take about 8 out.
I'll show these boys.
Come on, Jimmy John's.
Come on.
Come on, Jimmy John's. You're still holding on to 336?
He put the miracle tune in it.
All right, let's see.
Damn!
She just can't do it. She just can't break 300. Last time she was 0.6 away.
For cast iron manifolds?
For no more than's done to it.
Yeah, that's respectable.
Guys, I think between the camshaft was like $300 and then O'Reilly's converter was 170.
that's why I thought on purpose. He just doesn't want to do it.
So we're less than $500 into that. And these guys said 300 is respectable for no more than done to her, so.
I can make it show 300. Who won?
You better bring me my one, sir. Whoever wrote 303 is probably the winner.
Good job, sir.
I told you I was getting rich this episode.
That is bull crap. You see what you need to do, Slick. You can still beat him. He's only got 300.
Slick's still on that. He's gonna whoop me with the love.
Yeah.
Is it getting hot in here, boys? Or is it just me?
No, he's too much.
I text Mama already, told her get ready. I'm taking her to supper. I'm gonna leave Tecumseh, go to Shawnee. Head north 10 miles. Let's get crazy. All right, guys. As you see, I won. No real surprise there. She is off the dyno. He does like to go for a street drive and check stuff on the pooter too. But the issue we were having was the mass airflow sensor right there, rubbing that. So we got to do something there. Charlie suggested the very well-known trick of doing a water bottle insulator. So that's pretty classic here in Oklahoma. At least 3 of the vehicles Charlie owns has it, at least. So we'll see if that don't work for us. The mufflers don't sound bad. the mufflers on this don't sound bad.
No, I like it. Yeah, Mustang. You don't honk back?
It does, guys.
It doesn't matter.
I was gonna say, I don't know if the...
Oh, there you go.
It does work.
It's part of the participation. If somebody honks, you honk back. It's, you know, it's a polite thing to do.
Everyone joins in. All right, boys, there she is. We took her out for a little test drive, give her the beans a couple times, run her through, let her shift. See, they made a couple adjustments. We pull over. She's doing great. Seems to be running, driving good, shifting good. I can definitely tell the difference. I think we woke this thing up for a good 50 plus horsepower. I think just bone stock 04 like was in here, we're probably making 240 to 250 to the tire, and now y'all seen I'm just calling her an even 300. I know we were 0.6 away, but she's right there. Not bad for our cheapo upgrades. Now, this wasn't part of the original plan, but we ain't gonna miss it because they decided to slap old Charlie's Roadster on the dyno and see what she's got in her.
This dyno is also hard to do, so
We got them dollar bets in on this one too, guys. 283 car. She's about the prettiest Roadster in Oklahoma, I guarantee you that.
Lynn's getting in. What's your guess, Puddin?
I put 222.
So we're all within about 75.
I said 222.
See, I had the low bid before. I think I got the high bid this time.
What'd you go?
250. Yeah, I went 100.
You may be winning some money back.
Oh damn! I think I got it. Damn.
Oh
Harley won like a motherfucker.
man, poor Charlie.
They got it.
I'm sorry, Charlie.
Damn, that thing, don't put that on the internet.
Hey, you remember before we come up here and you said you'd like to line up next to that S-10 with it?
It'll make the second pull's on.
Get up there! Get up there! Oh! Oh! 206!
I'm a winner again.
Like happened the first time.
There you go. There you go.
Told you.
What'd you bet?
208.
208? You hit her within 2.
Yes, sir.
I said 222.
I got you again.
Barely. Barely. How's it feel to come up here and clean house, Charlie?
I think you boys bought us lunch today.
Oh, yeah.
You can definitely get you a feast at the taco truck.
Oh, yeah.
Carne asada, baby.
We're loaded down, headed back. Shout out to old Charlie there, the OK Speed and Custom YouTube channel, for getting us hooked up here with Able Racing. They were able to get us fixed up with exactly what we needed. And man, I'm pretty happy with those results, guys. Let's get back to old Fab Shop. Get the redneck dump trailer going here. You get her dog leg and you're good. You should have been there, dude. I know you bet 301, but I didn't tell them, okay? I didn't want you to win the money. I won it off of 303. Sorry, pal. You snooze, you lose. Let's take her for a quick to town and back. I just heard a rattle I'd never heard before. Only thing to note that something's rattling, but it sounds like something actually rattling. Now we'll worry about that when it becomes a problem. The only other thing I've noticed is the shifter needs adjusted on. We remounted that, and it was always kind of a little right in the wrong place, like neutral to drive gets a little finicky, neutral to reverse. But it's been like that since we've got the truck. I hope mounting it a little straighter was going to help with that, but now we'll just have to adjust on it some. So I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but this thing had plenty of power before just to have fun in. But the biggest problem this thing has now is traction, and that was still a problem it had before. Now it's just a bigger problem. It really will need a better tire, guys, because this thing can just spin them It wasn't spinning that bad when me and Andre were driving around together. It barely did it, but with him, he said he's 285, so we had an extra couple 100 pounds, which when I hauled the stuff back from Norman the one day and had just like 8 stillies in the bed, it would barely spin the tires. This thing either needs a little more weight or a little better tire. It feels good though. That caught me off guard because when me and him was driving, it didn't really get that loose. It stayed pretty, and then that sucker, I was like, all right, it's gonna ease out. No, it did not. No. Andre did say if I want this thing to stay up there in it, he said probably going to a 410 gear would help. And I know we did that converter swap, but he said actually getting a little bit better converter would make a lot of difference too. But so those two things we may entertain doing in the future. I don't know, we'll see. Either way, for no more money than we spent, we're like 500 bucks into what we did. Of course, I had to pay them for the dyno tune session, which lets us know our actual results too, which is good for the video. But for no more money than we've spent, I'm definitely happy for the increase of horsepower that we have. All the added weight from the fuel may help, about 16 gallons worth. I don't know how big this factory tank is, but I imagine that meant this was pretty low. Guys, I don't know if we necessarily need a stickier tire, or we may need to just light these suckers up and burn them down some. I did a little burnout the other day, and the tread pattern I left looked that wide. These tires are like this wide. So I think that means our tires probably have a little crown to them. We're kind of riding on the centers. I don't know why, but that's just the pattern it left. Here we go. Woo! Yeah, that sucker moves out, guys. For no more than we did, she's a little pissed off truck. Got a little faster roll there and it didn't break the tires off that time. Man, this thing sounds smooth when you're in it. A little chop, chop, chop at idle, but then when you're giving her the gas, he just, woo, nice and smooth. We like that. Oh yeah, baby, there she goes. There we go. She's getting after it, guys. Get them tires warmed up a little bit, that helps. Golly, that just surprised me how good that launched. I said we may need to burn them down, so I figure we could do a couple little practice burn downs. There we go. That pattern got a little wider anyhow. Well, there she be, guys. Y'all know me, the good, bad, the ugly. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna show you what's what. And what's what right now is we got a little transmission leak. Of course, this baby's nice and tuned up hot, so we ain't gonna reach up in there. But I can see what it is. Them loose transline fittings that I didn't trust that green orange or that green O-ring, and I swapped it out with the copper washer. That's where she's coming from, so we're gonna have to get back in that. So that's it, guys. Kind of had a fun one. Y'all know I'm not really like into performance stuff, and I know this is probably not even considered mild to most of y'all. Huge improvement as far as being able to feel the power and waking this thing up. So I'm glad we did it. What do y'all think? Let me know down below. Another thing I was gonna say, keep going, now do this, now do that. I don't know what we're gonna do. We may put some AC in it in the interior and just drive the sucker. That's what we may do. Or it would be fun to put a sticky tire on it and go see what it could actually run as is. Or we just rip that drivetrain out and just put a whole new one in with twin turbos. Because if I can't drive it with 300 horsepower going through that setup, I definitely need to put way more to it. That way I can guaranteed be able to put it off in a ditch. That's what I'm thinking. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope y'all enjoyed tearing into the LS-10 once again. Puddins.fab.shop.com for that good quality merchandise. We appreciate all support there. That's what keeps this dream going, and everything else, I can't thank y'all enough for the support. Theo came in to make sure to say thank y'all real quick too before we signed out here. I'm on the Facebook, I'm on the Instagrammer, we're on the Patreon, all that kind of good stuff, channel memberships, blah, blah, blah. I hope y'all have a good week this week. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you in the next one. However, do not forget, sitting on your ass will not finish your project. Unless you got to sit around so you can let your truck cool off so you don't burn up your hand trying to finish your project. Put some spanks on that, Chris. Give her some spanky spanks. Then you need the TKO. Then you need the TKO hand.